Don't panic, the stream will start in about 30 seconds. I've left my man cave to grab a coffee. My name is Robin, in Ballymena, Northern Ireland. I'm a gamer in my 50s. Have always been a gamer since Space Invaders was rolled into the local arcade. I'm a father, husband of more than 25 years, have a full-time job, and Judith and I have been foster carers for more than 15 years and have opened our home to 50 plus kids. I'm on a weekly gaming podcast, the Overseas Connection, ocpod.com. Over the last year or so, I've been pulled into the sim racing rabbit hole. Thanks for watching and enjoy the stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What's the deal? No camera. That's what. Oh, there it is. Look at this. Look at me. The deal tonight is I am in a Coach Dave hat. Hiya. Hi, Coach Dave. Get that off. Tonight the deal is that I have moved away from my AMG to the 911 Porsche for season 10 of LFM, and it's a quirky little car, let me tell you. And I want to go through the differences tonight in what's the difference from the AMG to the 911 and try to get up to speed at Barcelona. I'm not telling you because it hasn't been released yet, but season 10 Barcelona might be the first race. Didn't tell you. Anyway, this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to take the 911 out. I'm using Coach Dave setups as a base and then adding my own tweaks to those. And let's see if I can get up to my times. Now, the times in the AMG beforehand, when I look back at my stats with the AMG, with the fastest qualifying lap, was a 1:45.5. Why am I not seeing this? Oh, I should be prepared. I'm really sorry. Here we are. Yeah. So it was a 1:45.251, I believe, is the correct. I'm correct to say that. And when I was out here, last night we got it down to a 1:45.257, so like a thousandth of a second out, which is really good, because when I first got into this thing I thought, what the heck am I doing in this car? It is so different. It is unforgiving if you're heavily footed. It is tail heavy on the backside. It is slower definitely slower on the straights, and it's going to take a bit of getting used to. And it doesn't like people who are panicky drivers. So if the red mist goes down, you're going to end up in the wall. And it was like over and over again. I was hitting the wall last night, over and over and over again. So yeah, I'm gonna get it on the track and talk about some of the differences I found. There are similarities. It couldn't be. So when you go from the McLaren to the Porsche, sorry, the McLaren to the AMG, there was a massive difference. The McLaren was light and nimble, didn't like the curbs at all, but was a great little car if you stayed away from the curbs. The AMG, you could chuck it over the curbs. But it was a lot heavier, a lot gruntier, good power on the straights, but a lot more torquey than the McLaren. The Porsche seems to be able to chuck it at the curbs, but it's an awful lot, and it's very nimble getting in out of the corners, but it definitely lacks some aspiration on the straights. So let's get set up here. I am going to Barcelona. Not telling you that it's going to be the first race of season 10 of LFM. That's not official. No. But we are going to stick it out here and do some laps and see how we go. So it's that low 145s is where we're heading from. I don't know if I'll get there tonight or not. Not sure. But I do know there's one thing that's very interesting, and I know I'm very small here, and I know I haven't done anything to deserve this yet. But my little YouTube clock says I'm at 199 subscribers. So if you're in, hello Mr. Viewer, Mrs. Viewer, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It helps me out. It makes me feel good. Anyway, right, okay. So, already set up. We're set up here. Let's go back into single player. Because what I also did, I've done a lot of practice last night. And then I got bored to a point. And I thought, no, I'm going to go and do a race. And because the LFM servers are in off season, I thought, well, I'll go into some random servers. What a bad move that was. If anybody ever complains about how bad the drivers are on LFM, seriously, just don't. Don't. We've been through this when we started, all of us, in multiplayer, but you forget how rude, how inconsiderate, and darn right couldn't give a toss about anybody else or the consequences in open lobbies. They just don't. Cocky little people. Not little, I mean, they're not little people, but they just haven't had the experience of well, some rules, I suppose. So anyway, here we are. Let's get into Barcelona. I've set the temperature at about 20 degrees, I think it is. I went through a few setups, and let's get it going. So setup, it's 20 degrees, 20 at track. Solo, there's 20, 28. I've been through a few, as you can see here. So I went through a 19, a 20, a 23, and a 27. So 20, 28. Let's load that bad boy. The coach Dave setups, I've taken it to another step actually. I had just bought individual tracks or seasons, and I went in and done the subscription service. Now, I'm not sponsored by Coach Dave in the slightest. I'm just a peon. Oh, thank you, Mr. Frisbee. Good lad. Oh, I look forward to that going up to 200. Oh, it might as well have been 200,000 or 20,000. I bow down. That's fabulous. Yeah, so I subscribed to their subscription service, and it comes with this. I'm going to show you it now. Actually, I'll just turn the volume down that a wee bit. It comes with this thing called an app called Delta, and hopefully you'll be able to see this kind of loading up now. And when you just buy the packs of stuff, it what it does is you have to open your file system, make a folder, and pop them in to the various folders. So you do one setup, and then you've got a Barcelona folder, Brandside folder, etc. But when you subscribe, you get access to this Coach Dave Delta thing. And if you can see it here, it gives you access to all of the setups immediately. And if you go in, say, to, I don't know, where might the second track be in Season 10? I'm going to guess. Oh, would a guess be Misano? That's only a guess. It's not accurate at all. Season 10 LFM, second track, possibly is Misano. Anyway, so here you go. Here's the CDA 3s, which are, there's, that's for an Audi. I don't want Audi, so I want to go to Porsche 911. So Porsche 911. I'm getting a new one of these soon. So Porsche 911. Beep, beep, beep. All of them. So let's go to Misano and let's see. So here we are. Little thing on the right hand side to say I've already installed it. So let's take a heavy wet. Heavy wet. So if I click on heavy wet, what it does is it gives you some talk about it. I can download the data for the track, and also it'll give me a few hints and tips about it. So if I hit install here, I hit install, there it goes. It's installed in my directory. Done. So if I was to go to Misano now, it would be there. And I think that's pretty cool. And that's so you can go all through all of the classes. So that's a really nice thing. So it's, yes, it's a subscription. But I think I'll get my money's out of it. Okay. So current setup. Fuels 18 liters. Brakes are set for front and one. What I did find by watching, actually it was George Boothby around Barcelona. I haven't got quite my head quite around the traction control thing with the Porsche, because it has two traction controls. I take it as front and back. Not sure. And he had that set up as 2 and 3, and the ABS set at 3. So that's what we're going to do. The tires shouldn't be too far off. Is it me? It's just warm in this room. I know you can't tell, but let's see. Wow, 200 subscribers! Anyway, let's get onto the race cam and let's try and get warmed up. Literally, I haven't driven one lap today. I did drive far too late last night, and I got in bed last night at about 12:30 after doing a few random races, which were bad. The only thing that I got out of the random races was ruining my safety rating from the 99, which has been all season in LFM, down to 96 or something ridiculous. Dear me. Okay, so first off, you can't see my two quad side screens, and it's maybe just by random here, but the field of view that I have is perfect. I can see this mirror and a corner of that mirror, and there's a big mirror up above, which is kind of groovy. I rather like that. It feels like I'm sitting lower to the road. Come on, race cam, good stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to chat a wee bit here first. First of all, I love the sound of this thing. I love the AMG. It had a lovely big grunt to it. I was surprised at how much you could, the turning was. So what I also did, I had to change some of the settings in the DD1 wheel. So I had to open up the, in fact, I'm going to show you that right now, because that would be the right thing to do. So in my controls, I took off the damper settings here, which was at, I had that at 10, and I opened up and I actually put the gain down by 2% to 53, because it was just a wee bit too much. I felt I was doing this mega workout. I was feeling so much road stuff. And the steering lock was changed after doing a little bit of research to 795 degrees. I think it was at 580 or something for the recommended for the MG, which seemed to work well. So yeah, and that's the only real changes that I did with that. So yeah, I was surprised at how much it turned in, how responsive it was to turn in, but how unforgiving it is with the rear. Like here, I mean, you could really throw that in. Where corners like here, this sweep, I know our tires are cold right now, but here I could have really thumped, see that green inside there? I could really have thumped all over that with the AMG, but not with this. And this corner here, the car seems to suffer, where before you just sort of floated around that in the AMG and the Maca as well. But with this here, that big floaty corner, you have to take your foot off the accelerator just a little bit, but if you take off too much, it seems to suffer really bad understeer, so you almost have to power through the corner at say 70 or 80% throttle. Places where it feels uneasy, when you're coming out here, even this corner here, if you touch that inside curb at all, it gets really loose in the back end. Okay, let's do a lap or two and get warmed up. 4 viewers, hello 4 viewers. Did you see how many subscriptions I have? Ken, Red Ken, Jamie, I know I'm so far behind you, but I am so chuffed. I have 200 subscribers. My buddy Frisbee subscribed tonight, and I have 200. It feels like a milestone. So, okay, so that's what I was talking about. This, even this corner here, I mean, even though I'm not a pace yet, but before I would have accelerated out of the hairpin there, or the chicane, and I would have taken the foot off the accelerator a lot. And thank you, Jimmy. Your Mount Panorama was terrifying. But if you float too much, that understeer is there. It's almost like you have to be powered an awful lot. Okay. So here it is, just touching that and straightening it here, because if you turn it tall, that would be the same in any car. But here it's like lift off a bit, but power through until you see the signs and go. Now here, the braking I can leave quite late, but there's a tree just there on the right. Or get it, but I can get in nice and tight here, which is far, far better than some of the other cars, and I can bounce right over that, where before I would have had to take away the throttle over that little bit, but I can power right over it. Nice round here. Brake underneath the bridge, where you imagine the bridge is over your head. Tires are still cold. See that? See, the tail end just wants to disappear. Where I never had that before with the AMG. It's sort of stuck to the ground. Marcus, things are really good, fella. Had a pretty good day. I took 3 of the kids down to, I'm sure you have them in your part of the world too, Forbidden Planet, like Nerd Shop. One of our foster kids is really, really into her manga comics. Whoa, there we go. There's the first bunch of the night. And Forbidden Planet's the place to go. So I took her down there. I picked up myself up a Star Wars cookbook for kids. Okay, Jimmy, it was rubbish. Yeah. The poor guy who wanted to race with you, whose safety rating wasn't good enough. I know, it was literally a rookie mistake. Anyway. Okay, so look, I was out here last night, and in the AMG I had got this down to 145 2s. 145.257 I think it was, and I was 1,000th off a second off. So amazingly, I think I can get there with this boyo. Now this isn't going to be the most exciting of streams, but if you're thinking about getting into a Porsche away from anything else, the Porsche has this bad reputation of being really, really hard, and I agree. I kind of agree, but I found myself really starting to enjoy it yesterday and last night, and I'm trying to get my head around some of its little quirks. So the first race for LFM, you know, a little birdie told me that it is going to be here. So when the season starts, we're here at Barcelona. So get your practice in. Early tip. So round, round, round. You start to see the bump on the side there on the right hand side. We start to accelerate. We short shift into third. Float round here. Brake under the bridge. Set it up for the exit. Short shift into second. Give it all its... Okay. Let's do a flying lap and see where we go. So I'm going to work from there down. Because I think you need to get... I mean, I think I've done about 30 or 40 laps last night. Oh, sorry. I'll have a chat. I'll look in a second. Sorry, I'm too busy talking to myself. Little white line. Get it over that little knob. Accelerate it a bit. Over in third. If you can, keep it all the way. Oh, little tires are a bit cold. Take all the width. You can all take it all. She can take it all. She can take it all. Brake just before the white line. Hard, 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 and keep it in tight to this curb. Tight, tight, tight. And as you see your way out, get it out there. I brake at that pole over on the left-hand side there. Tight, tight, tight. Use all of the track if we can. This isn't a fast lap, but it is. Then we brake just when we see that. Down to second, touch, straighten a bit, and up in. Up into fourth, down to about 80%. Fight it all the way around. Get it, take the width of the road, and hit the wall. I love you, Porsche. Marcus, good man. Forbidden Planet is cool. Yes, I was talking to you in Discord the other. Oh, you are. Oh, yes, yes. In the other group. Porsche is fun. I find it oversteer though. Yes, I just seen that, particularly through Ocean over. Yes, I know. I actually don't think Spa is in. Do you want me to tell you what the tracks are? Yeah. I need the tires up. Do you want to know the tracks for LFM Season 10? Do you want to know what they are? Here are the tracks. Yes, Wudan Racing, of course. Wudan. Dan the man. Okay. The tracks for the Sprint Series for Season 10 are Barcelona, Misano, Kyalami, Zolder, Indy, Silverstone, Oulton Park, Laguna Seca, Suzuka, Watkins Glen, Paul Ricard, and Imola. So this boyo here will struggle speed-wise. Well, it'll be good in some parts in Barcelona. It should be all right. It might struggle a bit in Indy. Struggle a bit in Silverstone. And Watkins Glen and Paul Ricard. so about 40% of these it's going to struggle with. But the majority of them, it'll be all right. I don't care. I will. Yeah, I will. Yeah, yep. I give them, I'm a, what they call, what is it, a patron, and they release the tracks a week or so early for patrons. So I'll send that to you. Who used file language? Don't know who used file language. Sorry, that's my bot telling somebody off, but not me. Jamie, I could do with an email for you. We must organize that. Okay. When you were talking about that bit where I spun off last, yeah, I mean, I'm comparing myself to gods like George Boothby, who takes it in fourth, and you're right. I was getting through it last night okay, but right now, I mean, I've literally just came out and I'm not warmed up yet, so all the excuses of the day here. It's nice when you get it. It feels all right. That tree on the right. Hard. Wait until you're almost right down to first before you even turn in there. Again, before I would have just floated, but you're driving through it now. So I've ordered some new kit, not really for the rig, but I've been having webcam problems, so I have on its way from me. Yeah, exactly. I don't mind. I crashed so many times last night. I thought it was in Groundhog Day. In that first corner I just couldn't get at all. And here, I was having so much problems with it. Just trying to get it right. But yeah, I must have crashed 100 times last night. This one here is also very tricky. The grip seems to be on the inside. In this car anyway. Now you can lose that very quickly though. This is a really tricky little sequence here. I've hit that left-hand wall there so many times. Damn it, there, I've run away again. And relax. This is the joys of Porsche. Thanks, Tobias. You have seen my vid where you choose the port. Yes, yeah. Tobias, it is so different. It is so different a car to drive than the McLaren in my rookie time and in that first season to the AMG. It couldn't be more different. I mean, I've went from mid-engine to front engine now to Herbie goes to Monte Carlo. Gotta say, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, when Jamie started, he was PlayStation, I was Xbox, he was GT7 mostly, and he was, you know, he got a bit of a head start on me. That, as far as the streaming was concerned, but darn, it's been brilliant watching guys like Jamie and myself and Castanos from Greece, who seems to be just a lovely, chilled fella. Such a clever dude with his dashboard. If you have a spare, if you look up Castanos, lovely dashboard. If you look at that up, he's created this whole dashboard which will run on any screen from SimHub or on a Kindle or an iPad, and it is such a cool thing that he's done. I don't think the man's making, I mean, he might eventually make a load of money out of it, but he's not yet. But it's a work of love right now. Check him out. Check, not him, I mean, not him, you know what I mean? Check his dashboard out. Yeah, and so chilled. I mean, and he has, I mean, so he's improved an awful lot. As Jamie has, and as I have, I think. I'm gonna shut it, Rob. A minute. Okay. Tires are still cold. Oh, fuck. I wish I had never bought this ART Cockpit. So, here's the perfect example. Here is the perfect example of why you don't buy a GT Omega ART Cockpit. So, as I was throwing the hammers on the brakes, the way it adjusts your seat backwards and forwards, yes, underneath I can go back and forward, but there are two slotty things that hold the back bars in, and they're held down in sort of box steel by a couple of screw down clips. And as you're pushing down hard on these fancy pedals, which take an awful lot more force, sometimes it slides out, and the seat, I thought the first time it happened the seat had broken, but it's not the seat, it's that it's came out of its sliders. Excuse-moi. As I get down on my knees for you. Mate. Oh, God. That's better. Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, I will buy another GT Omega, but it won't be in the ART. I'm going to buy the Prime. That will be... I was going to say my next purchase, but my next purchase is on its way from Taiwan, I see in the tracking. I bought another webcam. It's the Elgato HD 4K Pro Cam thing. So, yeah, I bought that. That's on its way to me now. God, 150, freak's sake, Rob. I'm not going to shut up, stop talking and drive. TC4 and 3, that's what we'll do. But I think one of the things I'm definitely going to buy, I wish I had of, I mean, when I bought the ART, and it's a great wee starter kit with standard pedals, but when I'm working with these Heusinkveld pedals, oh, wrong cam. when I'm working with these Heusinkveld pedals, you're putting so much more pressure on that. You're pushing back in your seat, and it just goes. So I suppose, I mean, what is the art? I mean, I think Jamie has the art as well. It's a really good value thing to buy, but for a couple of £100 more, I could have had the Prime. Now at the time it was, well, yeah, Marcus, thanks. At the time I thought, well, maybe I'm not gonna, this isn't gonna stick, it's gonna be a wee fad and I'll go back to console. But I think at this point I am down the rabbit hole. By the way, I watched an episode of that tonight. That's really interesting. New series with Kiefer Sutherland. He's starting to eventually look like his father now, old and wrinkly. Well, his dad must be some age. So yeah, the Prime is definitely the next thing that I'm going to get. Well, I mean, this bloody webcam's £300. I was looking at buying like one of those, you know, all the YouTubey guys seem to use DSLR cameras and stuff like that there. But I thought, no, this Elgato cam looks like the biz. Okay, shut up, Robin, and drive. Just at the line, get it in over the green, plant it, lift a little, see the orange thing, and hit the wall. Now, hey, there's a difference. The AMG wouldn't have been recoverable. You seem to be able to gather this thing up more when you get a few seconds. Okay, I need to shut up and do a lap or two here. I'll chat until the end of this lap and then I'll do a lap or two. So I really am looking forward to LFM Season 10. It's going to be good fun. I think my downfall will be in this here if I get too excited. I don't think the Porsche likes odd lines. What I mean by odd lines is going out of the ordinary. I think the way that I will, yes, I will do overtakes on people, but I think it will be getting up close and personal and pressurizing people into mistakes. Let me see that. Oh, heel heavy. Yeah, I love the Heusinkveld pedals. That's the. What would be the order I would have done it if I was doing it from scratch again and I knew exactly what I was going to buy? What would I do? A decent platform. So like a GT Omega Prime or a SimLabs base. Would I go Thrustmaster again? One of those new Thrustmaster wheels, maybe? See, it's money, it's all money. Pedals definitely are high. Very, very high up the scale. I mean, I can say almost immediately that pedals gain you time. You feel so much more. Yeah, so if you're serious about getting into sim racing, spend a bit more. Spend a bit more. And I've pretty much done that with everything apart from the rig itself, the frame. And that's the only thing that let me down there tonight. Now when you're in the middle of a 25-minute race and you're 10 minutes in and your seat goes 45 degrees the wrong way, Yeah. So there's a difference there. So round that bend, I could have planted that mightily in the AMG, but you have to squeeze it gently and bring the power in. Not just hit it 100%. That will be the end of me, Herbie. Just bought the Moza. Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's a really good value for money. And wheel, the Moza seems like a biz. If I was doing it again, I bought my DD1 in this Formula wheel for silly money. I bought it, it was about 600 quid, 650 quid, boxed, pristine, tiny bit of wear on the blue. But I mean, original packaging, everything with it for silly money. A rich kid. Yeah, welcome to, yes. The tail heavy, rear heavy monster strikes again. Holy crap! 203 subscribers! Oh! The link for my Discord. Yes, I will. What, can you bear with? Can you bear with? In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'll make it. I'm not going to do that now. I'll put it up everywhere and post it up, because you know what? As an Xbox person and as a podcast person, we've got one of our podcast guys, Mark Wright, comes on the Overseas Connection podcast, and he's going. And for years he's been going, Discord. It's the future. It's the future, man. We gotta get involved. And console people and Discord do what? And I know I've joined in Discord now for some of the LFM stuff and bits and pieces, but I haven't really embraced it. And I know I set up a channel. I'm going to be on it here. Admission. Here's an admission. I don't think I've spoken to anybody in voice chat on Discord ever. Ever. And I've been around the gaming scene since Space Invaders. And I've done 725, 730 gaming podcasts. Try an S-shaped throttle map if you have Heusinkveld pedals, like for the Porsche. Hadn't even thought of that. Wow, this rabbit hole just gets deeper. Do you know what? At the beginning I thought, oh yeah, you get your head around the tires, it'll be all right. And then after a while, you start tweaking like the brake ducts, and then you start to go, oh, the aero, oh. I've heard something about bumpers. If I adjust the bumpers, it'll be better on the curbs. And everywhere you go, and that's actually what I love about sim racing. And I have concentrated solely on ACC because I don't have all the time in the world. I don't do it. Tobias, seriously, I am still a virgin. I have not done a full endurance race yet. I haven't. I have been... Yeah, you're going to switch off. Unsubscribe. I just haven't. I am so young in my sim racing on PC experience. I haven't done anything longer than a 45-minute race. That's crazy. That will change over this season, definitely. My problem is time. So all of my experiences came from from open servers, which were a friggin' nightmare, as I found out going back to them over the last couple of days to try and get a bit of race experience when LFM servers are down. that just has not been a pleasant experience. Now, I know I was silly. The last server that I went on to last night was Monza. Yeah, I know. You know, qualified third. Ended up in the trees at the beginning of the first lap. All that stuff. All right, where are we at? 147s. Okay, look, we were 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds up where we were last night. Shut up, Robin Drive. You're just fighting that all the way. And then you find out about trail braking. Trail braking in the McLaren just wasn't a thing. Trail braking in the AMG was wonderful. And you pretty much trail brake everywhere in this little thing. That's it. That's it. Too wide. As it gets lighter as well, it gets even tail. It gets even lighter in the tail. Monta in the trees. Laps of fuel left. We'll keep going. The tire temperatures seem all right. We'll keep going here. Yeah. So, whereas the AMG would have lowered its fuel, it got even more that you could chuck it around. This thing here, it punishes you even more. Yes, it does get faster, but the tail gets lighter. There's this track one scrub. I think it's all, the Porsche is teaching me that it's all about being smoother. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit more about relaxing with it. It doesn't like surprises. I love the sound of it. I love the field of view that I have. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I know you're not seeing it all on the quad screens. I was actually speaking to Judith tonight, and she had her look on her face of, "You nerd." I am going to get the GoPro up and charged up, and I'm going to put it on a head cam and walk out from the house some night out to here and sit down and do a stream, as silly as it looks, with the GoPro on. Damn it! No damage. Still got 3 laps of fuel left. I'm gonna keep going. So are Lewis Hamilton and the guys are up the top of the grid. Do you get up early, depending on the top part of the world that you're in? Try to put some understeer by turning the wheel a tiny bit more. You feel the car lets you. Okay, so more than I think it needs, or opposite lock. Because I've upped the steering on the DD1 up to 795 degrees from 580. I think it was for the AMG. So I suppose it makes sense to turn a bit more. Oh, sorry, I'm reading. So what all did I do today? Didn't sleep that well last night. I came into bed and kept on thinking about this, as you do, at times. And then I got all intentions of getting up to watch the Formula 1, and I didn't because I didn't sleep well. So then one of my little men goes to martial arts class. Then I came back and I fixed one of the bathrooms, the towel holder and the toilet roll holder. One of those things that have been going on for ages. And I've been nagged that much now that I've eventually given in. Okay, here we go. My wonderful wife made pancakes and bacon and maple syrup for lunch. Yeah, Porsche people seem to be yeah, I think if I get to like this car, I think this is going to be my car. This is just going to be it. I think one of the things as well is going to be interesting as the new boyo comes out towards the end of April, the new Porsche. It's going to be very interesting what that's going to be like. Is it going to be better? Damn it, too hot. Or slower? So LFM are letting anybody, so if you choose a Porsche or the Lamborghini or the new Ferrari, and if you start off with the older versions, you are going to be allowed. No! Touch that curb. You are going to be allowed to change to the new car. What? What am I do? You are going to be allowed to change to the new car without penalty. Okay. What? What did I just do? What? Goodness, that was weird. Yeah, I've had a brief chat with Castellanos and Jamie, and we are going to try and organise over the next couple of months a joint stream. The three of us as a team. I think that should be a good laugh. And the idea behind that stream, I know Jamie done a series last year, or last season, with some longer races. But that should be a bit of fun for like three guys that aren't overly experienced at endurance stuff. Well, I suppose there's method in my madness then picking this Porsche, huh? If you think they're going to be dominant. Can't wait. I can't wait. It's just a simulated car. But yeah, it should be fun. I'd say everybody's going to be in those three cars. There'll be full grids everywhere. I know the Coach Dave guys aren't releasing any updates for these three cars now. There's no point really. Any tweaks, they've stopped any tweaking. Oh. Yeah, a bit more speed in the Porsche would be nice. For as fun as it is in the corners, fun as it is in the corners, a bit of top end speed. Paul Ricard would be nice. Damn it, I'm frightened of it now! Okay. Now I have going into the that corner expecting to feel. I'm enjoying the Porsche. If I could string some laps together tonight. But I'm having a bit of bother at that top corner. I'm gonna just have to. Do you know what I'll do? I am going to. For that corner, I'm going to set some button setup and I'm going to up the traction control a tad just for that series of bends. When you play around, I did play around with traction control at the beginning when it first went out and I was absolutely nowhere. So then up manually, 3. But when you put it up to 7 or 8, you just couldn't get anywhere near the times. Here, having trouble here. Okay, back down to 2. I need to set up a button for that rather than the wheel. It's growing on me. I know, Ed, you drove this a lot, but not in ACC. Tell you what, it is different. I'm getting a lot of very weird force feedback right now. Goodness, Robin. Don't lift in that corner. Generally, don't lift in the course. Have to lift a wee bit, we'll just not get around it. As I was saying, you get a lot of. I find that you do get an awful lot of. Like here, you have to lift a bit, but it is just a bit. You have to lift a little. Oh. That's an idea. In fact, that's probably a far better idea, those small top pedals. Because I do accidentally hit the wheels the odd time. See, there, over there. This feedback is weird. I'm getting there. It's wobbling like mad. I'm gonna come out of the track and restart this again. Yeah, look at that there. The wobble. You can see my hands going. I'm fighting the wheel at the moment. Gas, just lifting 100%. LFM shutting up now. Too hot, damn it. Didn't change down. Shoop doop 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 boop boop. It's not exactly accurate because I'm sliding around a bit too much. So, coming away from the AMG to the Porsche is a challenge. My best time tonight is a 1:47.677. I done a 1:45.257 last night. I was on with Todd by my wee Onsome. The added joy of trying to talk. I'm not blaming you guys. No, that would be bad. Yeah, I know, Matthew. I gotta show you on my phone the photograph. Yes, Barcelona is the first track. I'll probably get kicked out of LFM for telling you. Barcelona, and then you go to Misano after that. Now, as Matthew can tell you, cheers, Tobias. Thanks for your help. Thank you. Loving. Thank you very much for dropping in. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, as Matthew can tell you that season 9 in LFM at Barcelona for both him and I were a very close affair. Anyway, shutting up now. Go for it, Robin. Tired to pull yet. Yeah, it wasn't great. It was one of my scrub events. And this is needed. Do you know, Matthew, that my 2 wins, if you look back at the videos, the 2 wins that I had were wearing this shirt. Oh, there's somewhere new. Nothing to do with you, Matthew. It's me. Not concentrating. I'm gonna shut up after I get the tires warmed up here and try and do. I've got 6 laps of fuel on board, and I'm gonna try and just get some of that magic back in. I did about. I had a little session yesterday afternoon and a couple of hours last night, so I probably got about 100 laps in and got the times down well. And I didn't adjust anything. I got the times down well with these settings now. I was getting around this top corner pretty much every time. Well, after 40 failed attempts. It just takes a while just for it all to come. It is so different. You know, yes, I can throw it over the curbs like this. I can get it in, but you just have to squeeze that throttle as if you're at the prom, very gently, with the fear of being kicked out at any time. Tires are still cool. Cool tires, Robin. Don't try and push it with cool tires. And I did adjust the PSI just a touch. I shouldn't have. Now George Whitby told me about the inside there. Saying in tight with that corner is where the grip is, and if you go away out wide you start to lose it, and he's absolutely right. Even this corner here, I learned from George that you really need to get it down second and touch the curb there, where the Mercury just could batter over that bottom corner completely. Trail braking into that corner is important. Maybe just a bit too much curb, Robin. Okay. Let's go down to Matthew Corner. Tires aren't perfect. I shouldn't have changed the PSIs. Not the way to do it, but I got around it. Just wants to throw you out of the car at any point. 146.7s. Exit. where the time is. Look at that, 3/10. That's a scrub lap. 146 ones. Getting closer. Okay. Shouldn't have adjusted the fuel. Shouldn't have, or the PSI. Shouldn't have done that. So let's just load that setup again, because it will bring it back to where it was. 2028. 2028. Okay. Just let me grab a drink from the man cave fridge. I'll be right back. I've got a new car for the Be Right Back. I've already changed the Porsche. Have a look. That wasn't clever. Okay. So in the man cave fridge, all we have left is Iron Brew or 2 bottles of Prosecco. There's a guy on YouTube that has great setups. If you want to try a different setup, let me know, and I'll find the Porca, the Herbie. Very good. Yeah, do you know what? I like the setup. Sorry, hold on. I like the setup, but my absolute inexperience and knobness and newness could mean that I like something that I don't realize that there's something better out there, because I haven't tried so many stuffs, you know? Yeah, fire through. I have invested now heavily in Coach Dave. See, I have invested heavily in Coach Dave. I am now a subscriber to Coach Dave. Yeah, hopefully they'll recognize me soon enough. Now that I've got over 200 subscribers. Yeah, right. I don't ever expect anything for free. Or anything like that. This is just a hobby, and I love it. I love the fun, and having interaction with other people that are doing the same thing is also wonderful. So what's new? What's coming? What's coming? New webcam's coming. Big fancy webcam. And I have to take a wee puffy after this. Excuse me, sorry. And then I'm definitely going to change my base rig. Definitely going to change the base rig. We're coming away, I think, and I do like the GT Omega stuff. I'm going to keep this GT Omega seat, and I'm going to buy frame only with the Prime. There's a Prime Lite, but That feels like this. And I had the today. I'm not just as squeaky, but when I look down at the baseboard down here, the Omega ART pedal plate. So when I got the Heusinkvelds, I bought the pedal plate for them, so the pedals aren't directly on the ART, the angled piece of metal. So my pedals are mounted on the Heusinkveld base plate, and the base plate is mounted on the ART angle sheet metal. But when I press down on the brakes, you can see it flexing. You can see it flexing, and you weren't here, Matthew, but earlier on tonight when I first started, as I was pushing down that extra pressure on the pedals, the little screw knobs that keep the frame in place, so you can slide it back and forward, it loosened up, and I seat at 30 degrees angle, which wouldn't happen with the Prime. Now, if I was one of those go-to guys that could actually do stuff, I would change the pedal plate myself and get a piece of sheet metal and make it and weld it, drill it. But no, no. I think I'll get the GT Omega Prime. So, What did you end up with, Matthew? What did you get? Okay, let's get out here. Thank you very much, people that are here. If you haven't said hello, I haven't chatted to you yet, thank you for dropping in. Lovely. If you're new, press subscribe. That's lovely. Press like, even better. The Titan. Ooh, do you like it? Is that the box aluminium stuff? Is it? Or is it the round tube one? The Titan. The Titan. Oh, he's such a Titan. Tubes. Yeah, they look really firm, but I have that many bits and bobs that the little slide-in nuts and bolts that you get, because my quad rig is in a SimLabs. Yeah, when I bought those, the 4 screens were on a SimLabs frame, and it has the little, it's the aluminium profile thing, and you can add all your bits and bobs. So I think I want that frame. So yeah, I get that. Wives, you need a man cave. I'm getting another outbuilding built at the moment, and the builders were. I was working from home yesterday, and the builders were here to put a new concrete base in, and I was working in the office, and I said to the guys, if you need me, come on in. And he came in to say, we're finished, we're away on. And he walked into the room and went, wow. And then he spotted the rig and went, wow. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Matthew. She does. She likes the look of that Titan. And it's all my sons in the race room thing. It's a place where you go to, a physical whole pile of rigs set up. And I said, oh no, bring them in, let them see. And they were like, whoa, look at that, it's a Fanatec DD1, wow. So yeah, but I couldn't have any of this. Couldn't have any of it in the house. No way. No way. I've used a Simitech for 3 years. Rock solid and good value, but maybe not as adaptable for your needs with streaming. Maybe not. I also have this seat, and there's plenty of life left in it. I don't know if seats are interchangeable with the different rigs. So, and to be honest with you, I'm a frugal man, and I like the way you can split payments interest-free for 3 months with GT Omega. I could pay for it outright, no problem, but I just like a deal, so I like that. Here's an annoyance with ACC. Oh, okay. Oh, I must research that as well. It's a mixing and matching, so I mean, really, the SimLabs frame, yeah, I don't know. I think actually all of those aluminium profile frames with the bars and the little nuts and bolts aren't that far out. I think it's where the strong bits are is where the wheel attaches. Does it shake too much? And the pedals with the pedal plate, is it solid, rock solid, like will survive a nuclear war? You know, those are the things I've realized over time. So as I was saying, here's an annoyance. So when you're sitting in the pits like I am right now, your tires go cold. So you have to sort of go out, the tires are blue, and come back in again. It's funny that they just don't, you know, start it as if continuing you're on fresh tires. Weird. Okay, so what time we got? It is 20 to 12. I've got 20 minutes here. I'm going to call it quits. After the fact, race cam, Matthew, race cam. I've changed the position of the cam. Not that I'm trying to be all Jardier, but I think it's odd. I've started watching some stuff back, and with my cam up in the top right hand corner, it seems odd because you're sort of either watching me or watching the action. The action. Yeah. Okay. I hope I sleep tonight. Really, I was crap. I'm going to get up early in the morning. Well, will I get up? Watch the Formula 1. You can't see the track map now. So where is the right place then for the cam? Now, because when I'm racing, just below my picture will be the positions. Is it the top right hand corner? Is that it? Is that where it has to be? Because if I cover the speedo and the throttle and all that stuff I want to see, cover my face. Yeah. And then if I cover it up at the top, you lose the deltas. And if you put it up in the top middle, you lose the time. I think okay, I'll put it to the back to the top right. Okay, like see, I've let my tires go cold. Let's get a lap or two in and get these tires warmed up, and let's go again. Where it is now, but on the right hand side. Huh. Okay, we can do that right now and see. Let's do, so now I've got a live audience and we're not racing tonight and doing all that sort of stuff. Let's do that right now. So let's see, main cam, unlock, move me, there, down to there. How about that? That work? That better? Okay. No. No. You're the ones. It's about yous guys. And look at these here. Look at these gloves. Look at the gloves. Yes, they're still comfy, they still work well, but they're all bally. They're all going. And that, what is that now? What? 3 months? I don't know. How many hours does you expect a pair of racing gloves to actually work? Okay. So work-wise for me, April's busy, normal sort of stuff. I mean, this week has been crazy there. 800, 900, 1100, 900. I think I covered about 13 roughly, maybe a little smidgen more than 1,300 miles over the last week, Monday to Saturday. That was crazy. Nutballs. I don't think this week's just as bad. Yeah. So, I mean, April is busy for me work-wise. May is busy work and personal. So at the beginning of May, Judith and I are off to London. I maybe already mentioned this. So before COVID, Judith and I were invited to go to Buckingham Palace to meet the Queen and receive some sort of little thing. I don't know, Judith will probably get some sort of award or other. And then do the garden party. And funny enough, the Queen didn't quite make it. So a month or so ago, we got a telephone call from Buckingham Palace, which I was immediately suspicious of, and said so, and took a bit of convincing. So we've been invited back again in early May to now go and meet the King just before his coronation, and do the garden party thing. And then my father-in-law and mother-in-law are going out to Mallorca for my father-in-law's 80th birthday, and Judith and her two sisters are going out to Mallorca to surprise them. My in-laws don't know, and they're going to go out for a long weekend. And then around the 18th, I'm going to Las Vegas to meet up with my podcast buddies, Greg and Mike and Pete. Mike and Pete and our guy Marshy are from England, and Greg is from Lincoln, just north of Los Angeles. So we're going out for a lads weekend to Las Vegas. That'll be messy. So in between work and all of those bits and pieces, yeah, we'll be busy. It should be fun, but okay. Tires are still not warmed up correctly, but we'll give it a go here. No. Eventually they'll find all the kids that we've buried over the years, that we said that went off to fabulous lives. There's round Matthew Corner. Too slow. Okay, let's build a lap or two here and see how we go. Way too hot. You have to brake just before that I don't know, that transmitter pole on the left, where in the AMG I could have been a bit more forgiving and braked at it. See, you get that right in fourth gear and those times come tripping down. I suppose tonight's just, yeah, it would be lovely to be right straight into those 145s again, which is, by the way, far too slow to be anywhere on this track. But it is familiarity with the car, building up more time. trying to be hard. Like, I know I was just slightly wide there, but that was 0.6 up, and we'd lost 0.3 in the first sector, so there's another second in me. See it. Go, Porsche, go, 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 go. 145s. Woo! That fast right-hander? Darn it. This fast right-hander. Darn it. $145,825. Okay. So you see, it's starting to build now. Starting to build. Yeah. Yeah. It's an odd one. And do you know what I think it is, Matthew? I actually think it's confidence. Because when I get it smooth and right, you can just see the delta just going green quick. So yeah, so look, there we go, 145.8s. So if I pull down the charts here from LFM, oh, where are you? Where'd it go? Blink. Oh, why are you not coming down? Blankety blink. Come on, come down. There you go. And change the cam. So if I go to here and go to profile page and go to track stats, and if you can see that, Circuit de Catalonia 145.205, and I got it down to 145.25, whatever it was. There's so this is race time. Race time in Circuit de Catalonia, which is 145.870, and where were we there? 145.8. That's fast. That's faster than my race time in the AMG. Yeah, Matthew, turn 9. That's the one I was losing my marbles over quite a bit, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what I was what I was worried about, I suppose, in this here, is that the Porsche is going to be slow in Barcelona because it's one of those tracks where people are just unbelievably fast. Why are you not coming down screen? So if we go, sorry, I'm going to bore you with stuff here. So profile pages and the season races, and we go back down here and pull up Barcelona. Load more. Load more. Load more. Maybe there's a faster way to do this. I don't know. There, here, Cataluna. So my best Cataluna, which was a nightmare. Look at that, Matthew. 25th and 19th. Qualified 17th and 14th. That was my best. So let's pull up those race stats. So what was my split? Probably split 3. Yeah. So split 3 qualifying was a 144.375. You're almost at 103%. 103% of what? Of the fastest qualifying time, which is 144.375. Is that what you mean? Where do you get the where is the 100% that you're working that off, Matthew? Sorry, I don't know. I understand the concept. You know, you have to be 103% of the fastest time, but is that 103% of this group, or which one? Best race time. Yeah. Okay. My best race time. Okay. So there's look. So qualifying there, my split was 144s, and I was doing a 146.202 for my best qualifying time, and that time there was a 145. So if I qualified in the Porsche now today, that 145, it still would have put me outside the top 10, but just about. And if I could do what the 285, that would put me in the top 6. Cheat from LFM. Yeah. So, and then race time, race results in split 3. 144. I mean, these are crazy times. Like 144s, 145, 2s, consistently best times. So, and I was doing 146s there. You know, I was half a second off the next guy ahead of me. Now that's their best lap. LFM best of 1, 2. Friggin' hell. Isn't it crazy? I mean, let's sorry, just as an example here, let's look at this qualifying split 1. 143s. Aliens. But there, look, it can be done. Like this guy here, I mean, the lucky unmutt in a Porsche done a 143.372. It's nutty. I mean, that it is. I mean, look at that whole split 1. One guy was down here 145, but it's just these guys are unbelievable. 145.080. Yeah. Well, what? Sorry, I'll look at it again on my phone because I think it's funny because when you're doing this practice sessions, it doesn't. Well, it remembers it's sort of in ACC. So that best time here was 145.257. So last night I started at 146.025, then a step to 145.8, and then 145.2s. Yeah, split 2, split 3 is my place. Split 4 if there's a massive crowd, but split 3 is about it. Anyway, so the LFM stuff then, there's no announcement. Everything is still closed up here. It kicks off when? Is it the 4th? Is it right? When is it? Is it the 4th? It can't be the 4th, because when's the 4th? I know the 4th is on the 4th and all that, but 4th is a couple of days away yet. Let me just have a look at the Discord here. Bear with. So, Patreon. LFM, sorry. LFM. Okay, so Patreon, you track 10 calendars, LFM. I'll actually tell you when it. Week 1. So week one can't be on Sunday. Because Sunday is tomorrow's the 2nd, and it wouldn't start on the 4th. So it must be another week off. Because tomorrow will be the first day, and if it was tomorrow was the first day, you'd think they'd be announcing it. Because they're going to announce, so they'll announce this week and it'll start the following week. So just for people that are still here, please don't kick me out, LFM, for saying this. I'm a very small channel, and these are my friends. Barcelona is the first track. Misano is the second track. Kyalami, Zolder. Those are a great track. Misano, Kyalami, and Zolder will be good tracks for the Porsche. Indianapolis, unknown. Silverstone, definitely not. But saying that, when you look at all the stats, Porsche always does pretty well. Ulton Park, you would expect that would be a good Porsche track. Laguna Seca, unknown. Suzuka, I don't know. There's some big fast straights in it, so probably not. Watkins Glen, definitely not. Paul Ricard, definitely not. Imola, probably pretty good. So it's half and half. But again, we're not. The thing about it is, when you talk about where will the Porsche be good and where will it not, okay, Paul Ricard, of course, and someone that plays with big straights. But we are not pros here. We're as likely to put it into the wall as the next man. Hey, buddy. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Thank you. I'm just about to go. Oh, just email me that chart. Did I not put it up in the... Oh, new chart. Did I not put it up in my Discord? I am going to publicize the Discord a bit more. I'd love to physically chat to you a wee bit as well. There you go. Lone Robertino. He won Suzuka with the Porsche. So many. And when you look at the actual stats, when you look at here, statistics, car statistics, and I went through this in my video when I was choosing. So season 9, the most winningest car was the BMW, then the Porsche. And when you go back now, season 8, come on, move. It was the same thing. BMW, then Porsche. And I'm quite sure when you go through, well, it show me season 7 because it didn't do that when I was trying to do the research. Season 7, loading, spinny, circle of death. But I mean, look, I'll try and go back. I'll go back to season 9 here. Go back. Car stats. Ah, come on. Wise up. I went 2 times with BMW at Silverstone last week. Good lad. Good lad. The BMW is a class car. My recommendation to anybody starting out with LFM right now, if you're watching this, I would say pick either the BMW, the Aston Martin, yeah, or the AMG. Those are big, beefy cars. If you fancy something lighter, stay away from the Ferrari. Go for the Maca or the Audi. So, I mean, starting out, McLaren was great for me. Hated the curbs. The Audi, fast acceleration. It is the boy racer, bad boy racer car. It's really off the line. But if you wanted, consistency and handles pretty well at every track, I would say the Aston Martin and the AMG and the BMW are up there. Honda, also fantastic. There are those weird outlier ones, like the Porsche is a weird outlier car that people master it and get good at it. I'm hoping I'm going to be one of them. And then things like the Ferrari is also one of those ones, and the Lamborghini. So, and it's lovely because they all have their own little quirks and changes, and the Porsche even more so. It's been a real surprise at how different the car is compared to, you know, it's class. I mean, the subtlety, it's a sim, but they managed to get the differences over well for all of the different cars. Okay. Right, so there we go. That's it done. More time spent in the car, which is a good thing. And 145.8 tonight. I was 5/10 more than that, 6/10 faster, but it's a good start. I expect it'll take a while to get warmed up to this, but I think, honestly, already I think that if I get my head around this car, this is going to be a, you know, the AMG was lovely. Love it, go back to it. The Maca, okay, fine. Loved that AMG, it was good. But I think the Porsche is one of those cars that you're going to fall in love with. I think that's going to be one of those things. I have got to go to bed. Good night. Thanks for watching. Bump into the like. Hit the subscribe. Thank you very much for the subscriptions tonight. I'm looking at my little chart that I'm making use of. 203 subscribers. Oh, I'm so chuffed. So chuffed. All right. I enjoy whatever part of the world you're in. Get to bed or not. And I will catch you the next time. Thank you very much for watching. And see you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yes, Mint Money, I'm going to be around a lot. You're not getting rid of me that easy.